Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. What are we riding today? This is the freedare Eden. Yeah, the freedare Eden. Here's the problem I have with the freedare Eden today. I forgot to charge the battery. Yeah. My battery only shows 59%. Yeah, sometimes I take the bikes out, and I haven't ridden it that far, and I figure, okay, I'll just like charge it up next time before I take it out. Yeah, I forgot to charge this one up, so we can't go too far. We're gonna have to hang around this general area, because once that battery starts getting down to a certain point, we'll have to call it a day. So let me adjust my mirror here. I always flip my mirrors in before I put my bikes away, so it doesn't stick out as much, and it makes it a little bit easier to store, so that the bikes can be a little closer to each other. Otherwise, they stand out a little too far, and then the mirror bumps into things, and so I just kind of flip it inwards whenever that happens. So today, this is actually my third time out. I told you guys I'm making these videos in advance. It's my third time out. It's the same day as the last two videos that I made. Yeah, it's still overcast. So all I do is I go back home, I drop off a bike, pick up another bike. That is definitely a benefit of having multiple bikes because of YouTube. So thank you all for supporting me for doing all that. So I was looking at bikes, and trying to decide which bike should we take next. I usually try to rotate them as much as I can. Give everybody a little fair shake as far as getting a little bit of a ride time. I hadn't taken out the freedare Eden in a while, so I figured, yeah, this would be it. But yeah, man, I need to start charging up the batteries again before putting it away or something. Plus, I know that this particular bike does drain the battery a little bit if you leave the battery on the bike. Yeah. It's because it's always monitoring, right? There's always the monitoring of sending off a signal if somebody messes with your bike, because there's electronics in this bike, and so it's technically constantly working. So my suggestion to you, if you store your freedare Eden in your home, no one's going to get access to it or anything like that, take the battery out. Yeah, just take it off the bike. That way you save the battery from discharging by itself. So what about the alarm? Well, it's not an alarm, it's an alert system that sends you a text if somebody touches your bike. It still does that. Yeah, there's some residual power left inside all the time that seems to always do it. Now, I don't know how long it would continue to do that for. If you haven't touched your bike for a week or two, I don't know whether it would still do it if that's the case, but I've left it off for quite a few days and still sends me a signal if one of my bikes bumps into the other bike. So there's some residual power still left in there. So here's the thing with the freedare Eden that I kind of like, and I'm noticing that some of the other bikes are doing this too. The handlebars are not straight across like a mountain bike handlebar would be. Here, let me angle down a little bit here. Can you see that? It kind of curves this way. This handlebar is actually made by Zoom, and I kind of like it. It kind of brings the handlebar closer to you, so you actually sit up in a more of an upright position anyway because of it. But it's kind of angled. It's not like straight across. It feels pretty good to me. I like it. I noticed like the Magicycle CT1 has a similar type of angling, and I think even the Himiway A3 has a kind of angling of the handlebar that way too. Oh, turning into a cul-de-sac. Didn't realize it was a cul-de-sac. I have to turn around. You know, the thing is with cul-de-sacs, sometimes you don't know you're on a cul-de-sac when you turn in and you think it's a through street. There's no sign that says, hey, this is a cul-de-sac, until you're already in the cul-de-sac and then you go, oh, too late. So what are we going to talk about today? Yeah, nothing. Nothing special. Yeah, like I said, this is my third time out. Just trying to create some videos for you guys so that you have somebody to listen to on your daily thing. You know, the Russ is Right channel used to be a daily video. That's look at all these geese. Wow, a lot of geese. Yeah, I used to do it every single day. Got to be too much. Yeah, this year, you know, during the winter month, I said, well, we're going to switch this thing up. We're going to go to Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And then we do the Anything Goes Mondays videos, of course. But the Anything Goes videos could be, I might have a video, I might not have a video. And I've already suspended it for for 2 weeks or so. But then when I switched over to that schedule, I kind of said, you know, it does free me up to do other stuff. It's not like like I have to go out every single day. And then this year, you know, with the rains and the hot weather, I think if I tried to do every single day, it would have really been tough for me. It really would have. It would have been too many videos. I would have to do a lot of stuff in advance because, you know, there were days on end I couldn't go out because of the rain, and other days because of the heat. So if I didn't go to the 3-day-a-week format instead of, I was doing 6 days a week at one point when we started the channel for e-bikes, it would have been difficult. It would have been really difficult for me. So appreciate you guys understanding why we ended up shifting to the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday format. You know, on Saturdays, I always watch the number count of how many people watch the video. And on Saturdays, I noticed that, you know, people sleep in late, because you can kind of tell when you look at the statistics what time people are watching your videos. And people sleep in late, and sometimes they don't watch the video until Sunday. Sometimes even until Monday. You know, people have things to do. You know, just like I said, I have things to do, and the like. And of course, if you're working, you don't want to wake up early to watch Russ's, right? Right? You got better things to do, like sleep. So yeah, I think this Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday format was a good move. So, all right. So what about Monday's videos? Now, by the time you see this video, you may have already noticed that we had already suspended some of the Monday videos because, you know, I had fallen behind because I had gotten sick, and then all the videos I had piled up in reserve in preparation for this trip I'm going on. And by the time you see this video, I'm already on the trip. But yeah, I ate up all those videos, which helped me get through the time when I was sick. I was out for several days, and I didn't feel like going out. I just didn't have the energy to do it, and I was coughing a lot and the like. Even now, my voice isn't even perfect yet. It's still kind of messed up from it. So. You hear me clear my throat every now and then, or I'll cough every now and then. Yeah, that's what happens, you know. So yeah, we will probably continue the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday format, you know, going forward. Seems to work. Works for me. Works for my schedule. Gives me some ability to do other things besides just making videos and the like. You know, the last few videos, all we've been doing is riding around in circles around the neighborhoods, and apologize for that. Well, especially for this one, I'm down to 51% right now. I can't go too far anyway because of the battery, but even if I had the battery, I had not been going too far. I do think it's going to rain. I mean, it's been overcast, but it really does look like it's going to rain. I don't want to be stuck out somewhere. Even if I change this bike out and pick out another bike that had battery, I wouldn't want to be stuck somewhere and have to ride in the rain again. When I did that ride to the Botanic Garden, it didn't say it was going to rain. I'd gotten to a point where, there was no turning back. I mean, if I tried to turn back, I would have gotten wet anyway because it had already started to drizzle on me. I figure I'm wet already. What's the difference? Just keep going. So I just kept going and finished off the ride to the Botanic Garden and back. That's a 60-mile ride commitment. 30 miles there, 30 miles back. So I was already wet. What difference did it make? But I'll tell you, it was cold. Because I had on what I have on right now. I just had shorts on. I had this long sleeve UV rated shirt, but this thing is super thin. I mean, there's no. I mean, that's why you can wear it during the summer months. It doesn't make you hot or anything. It just keeps the sun off you. So I was really shivering riding that ride to that Botanic Garden for this year. I mean, it wasn't so bad until the water hit you, and once you were wet, it made it worse, right? So yeah, I was actually shivering. But I'm committed at that point. I mean, there's no way of getting out of it unless you call somebody and say, "Hey, come pick me up." But that wasn't going to happen. No way, Mrs. Wright going to pick me up after that, right? So I was stuck. So yeah, be careful sometimes. If you see weather that looks like it's overcast, you never can tell. It could just start downpouring on you and you have no idea. So yeah, again, so we hang around here. All right, these guys are doing leaf blowing, cutting grass, blowing the leaves, blowing the cut grass. All right. So yeah, how long have I been out here now? Let me look at my watch here. It's almost 10 o'clock now. I think I started out at 8 o'clock. I've gone through 3 bikes. Yeah, so I've been riding for a couple hours now. Now, admittedly, I have not been pedaling most of this time. I've been throttling most of this time for the last 2 hours. I got to start pedaling again, man. My excuse before was, I always sounded winded. I always sounded winded when I was pedaling. I was too fat. Yeah. But now that I've lost some of the weight, I can actually pedal. I usually try pedaling on the way back home, but not today. I didn't pedal at all, really. Very little, even on the rides back home to get another bike. Thing is once you get used to throttling all the time, you kind of keep doing it, and then you don't tend to pedal. So this is a torque sensor bike. So pedaling, the harder you pedal, the more you go, and so you got to build up endurance. I think my biggest issue really now is not really because of the overweightness. Overweightness? Is that a word? It's the lack of endurance. And that's because you don't do enough. Yeah, you don't do enough, you lack endurance. Now here's an interesting thing. People have said to me, you don't really look your age. Yeah, I'm 65 and a half. I'm going to be 66 years old in January. You don't look your age. Well, yeah, I feel my age. I can definitely feel it. And, now that I've lost some of the weight, too, I can see, there's looseness in the skin, obviously. Even my legs, I look at it and I go, oh, yeah, I can kind of see it's kind of wrinkly looking there. It's because it's not toned up. You're not pedaling enough. You're not doing enough stuff. So yeah, I got to work on that. I say that, and then the next day I won't do it. Aren't we all kind of like that, though, really? We always say, yeah, I got to do it, and then you never do it. Yep, that's not good. Anyway, let me know. I know a lot of the viewers are my age, give or take. Yeah, what do you guys do? I mean, what do you do to keep yourself going? Is it just your bike rides, or do you do extra exercises? I mean, are you guys lifting weights? What are you guys doing? I wouldn't mind going back to do that, but after the pandemic, I stopped going to the gym. I went to a gym to help my knees. You know, when I had the knee replacement, I needed some weights and things to be able to push some weights on the leg press. So I joined one of the local community gyms. But then when the pandemic happened, that kind of stopped everybody from going, and I never went back after that. And I kept thinking, if I go there, these guys are coughing and huffing and puffing. I says, yeah, that's where you're going to catch COVID if you're going to go back there. So I says, I'm not going back. So I didn't go back. But I think had it not been for the pandemic, I might have continued on. Yeah, I didn't mind going. The times that I would go, very few people are actually there. I mean, there's people there, but few people are there in comparison to like after work hours or before work hours. I would pick the hours when people are working, and I'd go then because I had already stopped my school at that point. And I said, there's fewer people. I'd rather go when there's fewer people. First off, if you're heavy, you're kind of self-conscious already. I mean, some of these guys are so good shape already, and they're working out and they're doing things. And I would walk in there. I had my cane with me at that time because my knee was still messed up. I was still going to physical therapy for my knee. And these guys would look at me and they kind of felt sorry for me, I think. I don't think they kind of looked like, oh, look at this idiot, I think they kind of felt sorry for me. They goes, why is this guy here with a cane and he's working on a leg press? And I think they eventually figured out I was using the leg press to build up strength after the knee replacement because, if you're wearing shorts, you could see the scar on the knee. I actually had a chance to talk to a couple of the guys that were there, and they told me that they also had knee replacements, or they had torn this or torn that, and they had to go to physical therapy. So they were working through things as well. But it'd been years already, so they're pretty strong again. But those guys understood. They said, yeah, it's this good thing. He says, just keep coming, keep doing it. Don't worry about what other people think. Just do what you need to do and get yourself strong again. Okay, that guy's gonna let me go through, so I'm gonna go through. It's a Lyft driver. So, I kind of wonder now, is it time to go back to the gym to try to get some muscle toning up and the like? Now, I mean, I could sit there and I can pedal, right? I could pedal and build up endurance and build up strength that way, and maybe that'll tone you up a little bit more too. But sometimes I'm just too lazy to do it. I should be. I'm pedaling right now, but I should be pedaling all the time. And even so, even if it wasn't a torque sensor bike, even with a cadence sensor bike, you're not putting that much effort on a cadence sensor bike. But even just keeping your legs moving around, that's better than nothing. So I mentioned on the other video that the other day, the Donut Jim, my friend, I call him Donut Jim, he was a donut vendor. And that's how I met him. He was a donut vendor at one of the community farmers markets. So anyway, he was mentioning that I was looking pretty good after losing the weight. And I was thinking about that, and I said, yeah, okay, but I'm still kind of flabby. I mean, you could see it, and you could see it in my face. You could see it in you know, if you look at my profile of my body, you can see I've lost weight. But yeah, I still feel kind of big and flabby. I am still big and flabby. Yeah, I haven't measured my waistline or anything like that, but you know, most of my weight is in the abdomen. That's where I'm usually really big. So the top part of me doesn't look so bad, but the bottom part of me doesn't look so good either. So, yeah. I'm kind of shaped like Homer Simpson. Think about Homer Simpson, okay? Yeah, he's kind of bigger on the bottom than he is on anywhere else, but yeah, not too good. Now, you've always wondered, you know, what would you be like if you actually had a standard body? I've always wondered that. You know, when I was younger, when I was a little kid, I wasn't that overweight. I really wasn't that overweight. I was a normal kid. But by the time we started heading towards high school, I was getting bigger. College, I was getting bigger. And, you know, by the time I got married, I was like 219 pounds already. That's pretty big. So, as I mentioned, my all-time high, and this is when I was still teaching photography at my photography school. Yeah, I had hit 289 pounds. Can you believe that? The thing is, you don't recognize that. You don't recognize that yourself until you see a photo of yourself or something, you know. And that's when you realize, okay, I'm too big, you know. That's when you decide, okay, I got to do something. I think no matter how much people mention it to you, until you recognize it yourself, you're not going to do anything. So that's when I said I got to go on a diet. And I lost 50 pounds, gained a ton of it back. I think I gained like 30-something pounds back. Then I lost another 30, 40 pounds. I don't know what it was. You know, gained some back. And so by the time, you know, we did this YouTube channel, by the time we were doing the videos of the bikes, I was between 260 and 268. And then when the diabetes diagnosis came in, you know, I was wondering how I lost 10 pounds. I don't even know how I lost it, but that's one of the things that happens to you. You know, and then so really, I count the weight loss now from the 268 pounds. But if you were to take it from the all-time high of 289, well, then you could say, yeah, you lost a lot of weight. Yeah. What was I at today? I think what was it? 225 point something like that. I don't know. I gained like 1.5 pounds more back. I was 44 pounds down and gained 1.5 pounds back. So it always goes up and down within 2 pounds. Yeah. So, and whenever you gain a little bit, you kind of feel a little depressed about that too. You go, oh, I made headway and then I lost it again. But it doesn't take much to gain another pound and a half back. You know, and that day, if you happen to eat something that's a little heavier than you normally eat, you can gain it back. So here's what happened. This is how I gained it back. At least for this day, you know, I was 44 pounds down the day before, but you know, 1.5 pounds higher now. But so yeah, I went to Costco. I had a Costco pizza slice. I did not have the hot dog. So Costco pizza with the Diet Pepsi. Diet Pepsi doesn't count for the blood sugars, but it's not good for you anyway. And then I had a half of a foot-long Subway sandwich with flatbread. Yeah, they had a promo going on. It was like any sandwich for $6.99 for a foot long. So we had some gift cards that we purchased for ourselves because you get a discount that way. And we wanted to use them up. As I said to Mrs. Wright, you know, we still have a gift card that's probably good for 2 sandwiches, but they have a promo right now. Buy 1 foot long for $6.99, any foot long, any sandwich. So we ordered their beast, their biggest sandwich, supposedly a pound of meat. We both felt there's no way that was a pound of meat. I don't think they give you the full pound of meat that they tell you. But they, you know, it was more than typical. So she had half the sandwich, I had half the sandwich, and put it on flatbread. So she doesn't eat certain things, like she didn't like the salami and stuff that was on there, so she took that off and gave it to me. So that, of course, increases my my amount of stuff. And she doesn't eat the cheese, so she gave that to me. So if you think about it, I had more meat than she did on the sandwich. So, you know, it's a foot long, so she had 6 inches of the sandwich, I had 6 inches of the sandwich. Well, the weight of that sandwich alone is pretty heavy. You know, by the time you add in all the extra stuff that's on there, you know, there's tomatoes and peppers and lettuce and cheese and, well, I don't know, whatever else they have on there. So I'm sure that contributed to the pound-and-a-half gain. Now, after today, which I don't plan to go to Costco today, after today, will the weight go down a little bit? It probably will, yeah, because I'm just going to eat salad and chicken today, which is usually all I eat. I usually just eat salads or chicken. It's usually a Costco rotisserie chicken. But again, any type of weight gain, I kind of look at it and I feel like defeated a little bit then, right? It's like, oh, you didn't do what you were supposed to do. You gained a pound back or something. Yeah. I mean, if you gained a pound back every single day, that'd be another story. But comes, it goes. It comes, it goes, right? It's okay. As long as I stay down in this general range, you know, I'll feel okay. As long as I'm over 40 pounds down for a while, I'll feel okay about it. But still kind of depressing when you get on the scale and you see an extra pound and a half sitting there. So, all right, we're down to 38%. I think we need to start heading back home. I gotta make sure I make it back. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching along and sticking with me, realizing that I'm doing a lot of these videos within a day just to have something built up for you when I'm gone. I will tell you this, when I get back from my trip, I'll do my best to do some better videos for you guys. Hopefully I'll have better topics to talk about, because it'll give me a couple weeks to think about what I'm going to talk about. The videos that I'll do out there is going to be mostly on the e-trike. That was the arrangement I made with Mooncool to have the trike sent to my sister's house, and then she'll keep the trike after that. So I want to do several videos on it at least, because as you know, I usually keep my bikes and ride them throughout the year, but I won't be able to do that with the e-trike. So it's only fair that I spend that time riding that while I'm out there. Now, I could borrow my sister's bikes too. She has 2 rad mini step-through 2s and a rad expand 5, I think it's called. Yeah. So yeah, there'll be e-bikes out there for me if I want to use it. It's not like I can't use it, but I want to spend most of my time on the trike, as much as I can on the trike. So. Alright, anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Talk to you guys next time.